TV Crazy Man here. In this video, I'll take a look at the Green Hornet TV series that starred the legendary master of the martial arts, Bruce Lee as Kato, and Van Williams as the Green Hornet. Get ready for some amazingly cool facts about the series, some crazy goofs that made it to the final cut, and a few of the awesome guest stars that popped up on the short-lived TV series. Just a few quick character facts in history in case you weren't familiar with the Green Hornet's origins. The Green Hornet was created in 1936 by George W. Trindle and Fran Stryker. His secret identity is that of Burt Reed, who is the publisher of the Daily Sentinel newspaper. The twist is that the Green Hornet is considered a criminal to the world at large, so that he can infiltrate the underworld. His partner is, of course, Kato, who drives the Hornet's car, Black Beauty. In the original radio version of the Green Hornet, Burt Reed is the son of Dan Reed Jr., the nephew of the Lone Ranger. Dan Reed, according to the original story, had actually rode with the Lone Ranger. During the Lone Ranger TV series around 1955, the character Dan Reed Jr. actually replaced Tonto for a few episodes, as Jay Silverheels was recuperating from a heart attack. Dan was played by Stuntman Chuck Courtney.
Dan, freedom of the press carries a great amount of responsibility. Good reporting covers both sides of a story.
Since the Hornet's creation in the early 30s, he's had multiple comic series, the TV series of course, 2 movie serials, and a motion picture. In the episode, The Frog is a Deadly Weapon, Burt Reed gives a possible reason for having gotten into crime fighting.
That Glenn Connors may still be alive. He was one of the men who framed my father.
In the episode, Eat, Drink, and Be Dead, I read that this helicopter was actually used in the 1966 Batman movie. Of course, in the close-ups you can tell that the men aboard the helicopter are in a studio. In the episode, May the Best Man Lose, a white vehicle is parked right beside Scanlon's car. After a bomb goes off in his car, the white vehicle appears to have just completely disappeared. In the episode Corpse of the Year, Part 1, the Green Hornet appears to be hanging out in Mayberry. In the background you can see Floyd's barbershop and the courthouse where Andy Taylor works.
You, looking for me?
Later in that episode, Kato and the Green Hornet chase a phony Green Hornet all through the streets of Mayberry. Mayberry, as I've said in other videos, showed up on Superman, Batman, and even Star Trek in the 60s. The goof comes while Kato is driving through Mayberry, the entire time we see what looks like a busy big city night scene in Black Beauty's back window. Well, if it's not a big city, it's definitely not Mayberry. In the conclusion of that story, in Corpse of the Year Part 2, fake evil Green Hornet and a fake Black Beauty tries to run over the real Kato and Hornet and drives off a cliff. But for some reason that I can't figure out, the car explodes before it even hits the bottom and doesn't even look like the same model of car.
I never realized how much trouble one little bullet could cause so much trouble.
In the episode Bad Bed on a 459 Silent, a blooper was actually created by a bad edit of 2 different readings of Van Williams' line.
I never realized how much trouble one little bullet could cause so much trouble. You try me, Clark. Just try me.
Also in that episode, the Green Hornet is pointing his gloved finger at the dirty cops, but the next second, the glove is gone. Also in that episode, it looks like the cop is landing on a Stuntman's mattress, conveniently placed in the warehouse.
Aren't you jumping to conclusions?
But that's not all. Now notice where the 2 guys are fighting at. So just where in the world are those hands coming from?
Aren't you jumping to conclusions?
The next goof comes from the episode Alias to Scarf, which guest starred the Dracula actor and horror legend, John Carradine.
No.
It's true, I did find a goof in that episode.
Since you doubt the supernatural, let us say that you were mistaken.
Notice the Green Hornet and Kato wax replicas. Carradine, playing the villain of course, threatens this lady. Then suddenly, the wax statues of the Green Hornet and Kato come to life, and subdued the villain. But are we to believe that these statues were the Green Hornet and Kato all along?
I shudder, but I fear we shall have to accept what people have seen.
In the episode, Hornet Save Thyself, a sign has a grammatical error that totally makes its meaning unclear. The word two should have two O's, because now it sounds like they're saying that they won't work for people that are large. Hey, I'm not judging. I make spelling errors all the time. You might even find one on this video.
Nobody wants closing.
The actor Mako guest starred as a bad guy in the episode Praying Mantis. He had a lot of ties to superhero properties in his lifetime. He was the voice of Splinter in the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film released in 2007, Highlander, RoboCop 3, Conan the Destroyer, The A-Team, Wonder Woman TV series, and the one that sticks out in my mind the most are the 2 episodes of The Incredible Hulk, where he played Lee Sung, a martial arts expert that tried to help David Banner. He was also in a hilarious episode of F Troop as a samurai warrior.
That's what I call a chop.
Of course, in this particular episode of The Green Hornet, he was no match for Bruce Lee. Years before James Best was chasing the Duke boys across Hazard County, he was living a life of crime. That is, until he came up against Green Hornet and Kato in the episode Deadline for Death. In the episode Ace in the Hole, Richard Anderson guest stars as a villain a few years before he was Oscar on The $6 Million Man. That particular episode contains this interesting scene.
That's very funny.
Yeah, that was one of the strange things about Green Hornet and Batman. They never could make up their minds as to whether or not Batman and the Green Hornet were TV characters in each other's world or whether or not they actually existed. Everyone knows about the famous team-up between the crime fighters on the episodes A Piece of the Action and the second part, Batman's Satisfaction. But did you know that Batman was shown to have existed on the Green Hornet series, has a TV show on the episode The Secret of the Sally Bell in December of '66, before the famous team-up. A few weeks before that, in November of '66, the Green Hornet was mentioned by Bruce Wayne as a TV series he wanted to watch, on the episode The Impractical Joker.
It's about time for the Green Hornet.
You're right, Bruce.
And before those strange TV series mentions, the Green Hornet and Kato made a cameo in the Batman episode The Spell of Tut in September of '66, where it seemed that both sets of crime fighters were aware of each other's existence.
Aren't you in the wrong city?
On special assignment for the Daily Sentinel. You know my aide, Kato?
Robin, the boy wonder.
Now in March of '67, when Batman and Green Hornet team up for a full 2-parter on the episodes A Piece of the Action and Batman's Satisfaction, and Batman and Robin act as if they don't know that the Green Hornet and Kato are good guys.
The Green Hornet is in our fair city for a piece of the action.
Not a mention of having heard of each other's TV series either. It's like wholly confusing continuity, Batman. Or is it continuity? I'm never sure about these things. Batman doesn't even start to realize the Green Hornet and Kato might be good guys until the very end.
Maybe he meant to uncover the entire ring, who knows?
The Green Hornet, a crime fighter?
Okay, so maybe this team-up happened out of order, but how do you explain how Batman is just a TV series on the Green Hornet, and the Green Hornet is just a TV series on Batman? Well, I guess it's not above the realm of possibility that Hollywood would create their own fictionalized accounts of the Green Hornet and Batman within the Batman universe that didn't resemble the shows as we know them.
Wholly unlikely,
Or it was all just a giant goof done for laughs, and I shouldn't be taking any of this so seriously before my head explodes.
Have you short-circuited Batman's brain?
Also, in the episode A Piece of the Action, Batman is supposedly stuck on a giant glue pad, but it's only his cape that is actually against the giant glue pad. How is his arm stuck to the cape? All he had to do was walk forward and take his cape off. You know, it occurs to me that the team-up of the Green Hornet and Batman was likely the first live-action superhero team-up ever. I can't think of any others that might have happened apart from cartoons and comic books. Let me know if I'm right or wrong in the comments below. Here's some quick Bruce Lee trivia for you. I just read this one recently. It's been reported that Bruce Lee actually had terrible eyesight and even wore contacts.
Oh, don't keep that.
Bruce Lee had a lot of famous students, including Steve McQueen, James Coburn, James Garner, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Steve McQueen and James Coburn were pallbearers at Lee's funeral. A lot of people have speculated over the years that Lee's death may have had something to do with painkillers, maybe even aspirin he took due to a lower back injury. But lately I've heard another theory that said that he had his sweat glands surgically removed from his armpits, and that it may have contributed to his untimely death by heat exhaustion. Of course, Lee created Jeet Kune Do, his own martial art, after the Green Hornet was canceled. He believed in weight training, but he focused his workouts and his diet as to not become bulky, as he feared it might hinder his lightning fast speed. Now, Lee is considered to be the most influential martial artist of all time. His reported level of strength and punching power greatly surpassed his physical size. I've always been fascinated by tales of Bruce Lee's abilities. Of course, with the internet and everything, it's hard to tell what is true and what is not. For sure, Bruce Lee is now as much a legend as he is a fascinating figure in entertainment history. He's inspired millions over the years since his death, both in fitness and in martial arts. Check out the TV Crazy Man YouTube channel for lots of classic TV fun facts, goofs, bloopers, and more. And please don't forget to subscribe and comment in the comments below. Cartoon fans, don't forget to check out my Frady Cat Cartoons channel for lots of funny stuff. My teachers told me I never amount to much since I procrastinate so much. I told them, just you wait. Then what happened? Well, procrastinate means, of course, to take your time about doing something. So, I told them, just you wait, because they had to wait for me because I take my time. Oh, never mind. I'm talking to a caveman. Oh, talking to a caveman. Oh, that's funny. I'd like it. Yep, I'm a real comedian. That's me, Humpty Dumpty. Okay. Well, thanks for watching the TV Crazy Man channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, and y'all have a great day.